Good day, everyone. How are you all doing? Hope you're all doing great. Feeling groovy. Realizing that the government really doesn't love you, and I mean really does not love you. And also realizing that pretty much everything you've been told since the day you were born is a lie. It is July the 16th of 2025, 2:49 p.m. Mr. Buzz coming to you from the communist shithole that is known as Ontario, Canada. And if you get anything out of this video or relate to what I'm saying in it whatsoever, please give it a thumbs up. If there's ever been a video I made that I want people to give it a thumbs up to get it out to more people, it's this one right here. The world needs to hear this message right away. So years ago, the term conspiracy theorist was invented by the CIA to describe anybody who questioned the JFK assassination. We all know that was the shadiest thing in the world, that the CIA did it themselves. That's why they came up with the term, and that's meant to scare you into not saying things like that because you'll be ridiculed as one of these crazy tinfoil hat wearing conspiracy theorists. Okay, we all know the concept. That's literally why the term exists. And if you use it, you're actually helping the enemy by using that term, calling people a conspiracy theorist and making fun of them. You are assisting the establishment, the evil ones, okay? That is a fact. So what happens instead is that everybody blames everything shady on incompetence. This is a concept I've talked about several times, but now it's getting to the point where it's just driving me crazy because we can eliminate incompetence in many of the things that are taking place. Let's talk about the fires that they're clearing out land with, okay? They're anywhere they want to build a smart city or they want to mine lithium or quartz or whatever is in the ground. They want the people who live there gone. They burn them out or they hit them with a hurricane or a flood or whatever is convenient in that area. And then they don't let them rebuild and they pass legislation to steal the land. They're basically using eminent domain, something similar to eminent domain, which means just the government taking your land because they have a better purpose for it. And there's not a damn thing you can do about it. They've done this all over the place. So, okay, we get Maui. It starts there for me. That's where I really started watching this. What happened in Maui? When the fires were still going, and the fire department wanted to fight the fires, they couldn't because they turned the water off. They turned the water off, literally. Gave some bullshit woke excuse why they did that. Can't fight a fire without water. Okay? Right after Maui, they did a very similar thing in British Columbia, Canada. They burned out this big area, the same exact thing. It was done exactly the same way. The events unfolded pretty much a carbon copy of Maui. And guess what they did? Turned the water off. Firefighters said no water. Fast forward to LA. Another big fire. Guess what? They turned the water off. There's even another one in Canada where it wasn't the water was turned off, but right before it took place, they gave the firefighters these new keys that you turn on the fire hydrants with. Well, guess what? They didn't fit. So they had no water either. Are we going to blame this on incompetence over and over and over and over? It gets to a point where the only incompetence is the people who believe this. No, it's not incompetence. It's part of the plan. They're clearing out land for various reasons, mainly being they want to build a smart city there or they want to mine the minerals that are in the ground. Okay? People got to stop blaming everything on incompetence. It's not incompetence. Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass are not incompetent. They were put there to do a job by their handlers, and they seem to be quite competent at it. LA's been burned out, and no one's allowed to rebuild. They're talking about expropriating that land for other purposes. Sounds like they're completely competent to me. That's why they were put there. That's what they're doing. That's the goal. This is what drives me absolutely crazy. when you see the same exact things, immigration is another thing. Did this just happen in Canada? Nope. It happened in Australia. It happened in UK. It happened in New Zealand. It happened in the United States. It happened in France. I can go on and on and on. It happened everywhere. The same way, yet people are still talking about, well, they don't know how to handle the immigration. They're incompetent. No, they're not. They're destroying the Western world. They're very competent. Stop calling it incompetence. I just watched a Jimmy Dore video with Adam Carolla as his guest. And Adam Carolla is quite awake, and so is Jimmy Dore. But this is what they're doing. Adam Carolla is like flirting with the idea these people could be just incompetent, that they didn't have water in the fire hydrants because of incompetence. Adam Carolla, do you realize that they did the same exact thing in Maui, the same exact thing in British Columbia, and probably so many other places that I haven't heard of yet where this has taken place? The old saying goes, do not blame on malice what can be explained by incompetence. I want to turn that around completely. Do not blame on incompetence what is so obviously malice and has a pattern created. If you see the same exact playbook unfold in 5 places, do you think they're just incompetent in the exact same way in all these places? No. No. They're competent as can be. They're doing the same playbook. I can't even believe people are blaming all this on incompetence. There's no incompetence taking place. The people are incompetent. If they were to get elected legitimately and not installed there, and they were actually trying to make life better for the citizens and prosper the area and stuff, they'd be incompetent as can be. They would never have a clue how to do that. They weren't put there for that. Everybody is so afraid to be a conspiracy theorist. You don't want to be thrown into that camp. Oh, I'm just a tinfoil hat wearing conspiracy theorist. I'll avoid that at any cost. I'm going to go with the crowd and say, oh, no. The government really actually is trying to help us out, and they just don't know how to do it. If you believe that, you need to watch more of my videos, and especially my intro. What I'm saying in my intro, the government really does not love you. The government hates you. The government hates you. You're not in the club. Anyone who's not in the club, the government hates you. Simple as that. And it's about time everybody woke up to it. I can't believe how many people still think this is all just bumbling incompetence. No, they're as competent as can be because their job is to destroy. That makes them quite competent. So please give this a thumbs up and get this video. Share it with someone else. That if you know anybody who thinks all this stuff is incompetence, share this video with them. And I'll leave the Jimmy Dore and Adam Carolla video in the description. It's wild because everything I'm saying, Adam Carolla just said a lot of the things that I've been saying about how equity doesn't mean raising the standard of living of the poor. It means lowering the standard of living of the better off down to the level of the others. He just said the exact same thing that I said like 2 days ago. But when it comes to this incompetence or malice, he hasn't figured it out yet, that it's completely malice. There's nothing to do with incompetence going on. It is pure evil. Thank you for watching. As I say, please share this with somebody. Give it a thumbs up. And remember that Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life.